If you want to take your handmade business to the next level and make a full-time income in 2020, then keep watching this video because I'm going to share with you 5 different ways with a lot of examples for how to double or triple your income from selling your products online. Hey, my name is May and I help makers, artists, and designers make a consistent income from selling their handmade products online. The first tip I have for you is you need to diversify your income. When you're first starting out, most likely you have one source of sales or income for your business. And as the years pass and you start to grow your business, you should introduce different streams of income. As you know, being in business for yourself is like a roller coaster. There's ups and downs, busy seasons, slow seasons. For most of us, our slow seasons are in the summertime and sales pick up and start to get really busy over the 4th quarter. For some of us, we can even make as much sales from just the 4th quarter as you would make from the entire first 3 quarters of the year. So it's really unstable and inconsistent. And I know one of the biggest concerns or fears and frustrations is not knowing when your next sale is going to come in. So to help with all of that, you need to diversify. So if you're making sales from live events like craft shows or farmers markets or pop-up events, that's one source of income. Then there's online sales that you make selling your products through your website. I usually call those online retail sales. You're selling directly to your customer. Then if you're not doing this yet, you should definitely start venturing into selling your products wholesale to brick-and-mortar stores. Brick-and-mortar stores sometimes have a different busy shopping cycle than we do. For example, I found over the summertime, online retail sales for me start to slow down because people are in summer break. They're on vacation. They're more up and about, going into town and doing their shopping in actual real stores. So that means I usually see a spike in wholesale sales around the summertime. So online sales are slow in the summer, but wholesale starts to pick up. That's how you build consistency for yourself. It's with not putting all your eggs in one basket. Start establishing income streams elsewhere. I also recommend that if you don't yet, start setting up your shops and products up online on marketplace sites like Etsy and Amazon. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you know my stand on marketplace sites. I don't believe they should ever be your main focus, but when you set them up correctly and you optimize your product listings with good keywords, they can do a really good job at bringing you some passive income sales. A lot of that is because these marketplace sites already have that built-in audience of potential customers who are looking for very specific products. Keep in mind also that people shopping on Amazon, Etsy, your own website, at your wholesale stores, at your craft shows, these are all 95% going to be different customers. So I strongly believe in the philosophy of being in as many places as you can. You are not going to tire people out by being everywhere. That's actually a very good thing. Tip number 2. At a certain point, I do also believe that you should start getting your feet wet with doing some sort of paid advertising. Most shop owners will benefit a lot with Facebook ads, but if you sell a product that is highly searched in Google's search engine, then you might also want to start investing in Google AdWords, or what today is called Google Ads. Now, the reason I'm talking about paid ads is because when you become more established, you have some income coming into your business. It's smart to use that money to make money for you. It's just like investing in real estate or in the stock market. You now have a resource other than time or energy to help you get your products and shops seen by more potential buyers. Paid ads are easy to scale. You can start small, but you can also quickly go up from there. It's in a way easy to control because it's based on how much you decide you want to spend on ads on a daily basis. The more you spend, if you get your ads right, the more money you make. It's as simple as that. Now, of course, doing ads themselves, I definitely recommend that you really take the time to learn how to do it well because it's easy to do it wrong and then waste all your money. For this reason, I don't necessarily think that you should hire someone to do it for you either. Learn it yourself first, then hire later is what I recommend to most people in the handmade space. What's really cool with paid ads is you can create what's called lookalike audiences. So if you've already got a customer base, you can take those people's email addresses, upload them to the paid ads platform of your choice, and have that ads platform, whether it's Facebook or Google, build out a new audience of over 1 million people for you. And what's really cool is those people are very similar in demographic as your current customer base. So I know it's always a constant struggle to find where your customers are at and get your product seen by them. And this is an amazing shortcut that becomes available to you once you've already done some of that initial hard work of getting those first few hundred customers yourself. It's basically taking what you've got and then amplifying it to a really large scale. And remember, that doesn't mean you're immediately going to get seen by 1 million people. You can control it based on how much money you spend on ads on a daily basis. Okay, so I have a few other suggestions for you. These other tips are going to be mostly focused on your online website, because I know we've talked a little bit about selling wholesale, selling on Amazon and Etsy. These next few tips are going to be specific about your own platform. So, tip number 3 is increasing your AOV. That's average order value. Every shop has an AOV. So, for example, at my jewelry shop, Tiny Hands, I sell $23 to $28 necklaces, right? The minimum purchase is people buying just one necklace, but there's also a lot of people who buy 2 or 3 necklaces. And then there are a smaller percentage of people who buy 4 to 6 necklaces, or they're buying fewer products, but it's products that are more expensive, like my charm bracelets or earrings, which are around $50 to over $100. So even though my necklaces are around the $20 price range, my AOV is around $50. So it's the average order amount taken across all your previous orders. So one way to double or triple your sales is to increase that amount. With these next few tips, including this one, you don't have to make a huge increase or improvement in what you're already doing. Even just a small increase in your AOV is going to help you increase your entire annual income by a lot. To give you an example, say my AOV is $50 and say I make 200 orders every month. That's a total monthly sales of $10,000. If I can increase my AOV by just $10 from $50 to $60, you take $60 times 200 sales. So my number of sales didn't change. So I'm not doing anything differently in terms of the marketing I'm doing to attract more customers. That stays the same. The $10 increase in my AOV effectively makes me $12,000 from $10,000. So I'm making an additional $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year just from that $10 increase. So a few ways that you can do this is with creating a new complementary product line that makes sense to go with your main collection. So say you sell paper planners for like $40 each. You could start selling accessories for those planners, like stickers or different planner pages, other stationery like pens, posters, desk accessories. And there's a lot of branching out that you can do with that product line. Now, that's not to say that you should just start selling everything, but it has to make sense for your shop and it has to complement what people are already buying. Or instead of introducing new products, say you sell tea, you could have a deal where if people buy 2 packs of tea, they get the 3rd one for half off. So even little things like that can help encourage people to spend a little bit more. Every effort counts, because remember, a little bit of an increase adds a lot to your bottom line. Another easy way to increase your AOV is to offer free shipping at a certain order amount. Because you're on your own platform and not on Etsy, you can set that order amount to be anything. What I've heard is a good amount to set is about 15 to 20% more than your current AOV. So if people are naturally already buying $50 worth of products in your shop, then your order amount to qualify for free shipping should be 15 to 20% more than $50, which is about $60. Now, moving on to my 4th tip for you, kind of on that same concept of AOV, Instead, we're going to look at how you can increase your CLV, which is your customer lifetime value. So when someone buys from you for the first time, if you make a good product, give good service, it's very likely that person will come back to shop from you again in the future. It could be 1 month later, 6 months later, maybe a whole year later. It's different for every business, and of course, not every customer does this, but there is an average CLV as well. So the CLV is an order amount that someone has spent with you over their lifetime of being your customer. And there comes a time when they naturally kind of move on and away from your business. For me, I've had some customers who've stayed with me for 3 years. Some just buy once and that's it. So how do you increase your customer lifetime value? Or in other words, how do you get people to come back and buy from you again? You want them to become repeat customers. The two best ways to do this is with email autoresponders and paid retargeting ads. So with email autoresponders, you can set it up so that after someone becomes a first-time customer, if they haven't bought anything in the next 60 days, that then triggers an automated series of emails to send to them with the purpose to get them to buy again. So your emails could talk about new products, it could highlight other existing products that are bestsellers, but that specific customer doesn't have yet. Further down that email series, you could also entice them with a time-sensitive coupon code. And with paid ads, you can take that same concept I just talked about, but instead of doing it over email, you can put that over into Facebook ads. So those ads would show to people who've purchased from you in the last 60 days, and you'll show them a sequence of ads that encourage them to buy again. Now, my fifth tip for you is to increase your shop's conversion rate. So like AOV and like CLV, every shop has different conversion rates. What this is the percent of how many people who visit your shop turn into actual buyers. So if you have 100 people coming to your shop one day and one person buys, you have a 1% conversion rate. If 2 people buy, then you have a 2% conversion rate. So for this, just like AOV, average order value, you only need to shoot for improving your conversion rate by a little bit, and it'll make a huge impact in your sales. Now, when it comes to conversion rate and how you make it better, it's all about the shopping experience that your visitors have on your site. Ask your friends to go through using your website and watch how they interact with it. Is something confusing for them? Is something distracting? Your site design plays a huge part in that user experience. And the good news is you can control a lot of that, like just with changing the colors of certain elements on your website, making your add to cart button a different color from the rest of your website, changing the position of certain elements, making sure that important stuff is always above the fold. So above the fold means you don't have to scroll down to see that information. If you hide important information below the fold, meaning people have to scroll to find that information, a large percentage of people won't scroll and they won't see that stuff. That's why I always say to put your add to cart button as high up as possible on the page, which could mean making your logo at the top of your website smaller, remove any unnecessary white space, just clean things up, make things look neat and organized, easy on the eyes, and with the right design, you can actually control and guide the experience you want your customers to have when they're on your website. Your site speed also plays a big role in your conversion rate. These days, people have the attention span of goldfish. They get distracted really easily. So if they have to wait even a half second longer than they need to, there's a chance they'll bounce and leave your site. So I know I've given you a lot to think about. I think it's totally possible to take your business full-time in 2020. You just need to know how, and you're already taking that first step of watching this video and learning how. If you found this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to this channel, because when you do that, it tells YouTube that this video was helpful and it'll help show it to more people in the YouTube audience. If you'd like to learn more about how to grow your handmade business, stay on to watch this next video on this screen here. I really only want to share with you stuff that I know worked for my business or that I've seen worked for other people's businesses. So I'm confident that you're going to find this next video on here helpful as well. I'll see you in that next video. Thanks for watching.